There are many ways to laugh out loud. Either you have a cute boyfriend who can make you laugh, or diminished sibling that tickles you without notice. If you somehow being tickled, you know how it feels like, but at the same time, if we try doing the same to ourselves, we literally can't. Why is it so? Why we can't tickle ourselves? Stay tuned, cause this is Rebound Box. I assume tickling has been happened to everyone, or I just assume everyone has those siblings at the end of the day. But since we can't tickle ourselves, we are actually in a safe zone. There is a disorder named schizophrenia that actually can allow you to tickle yourself, but comes with very bad news. The reason of why we can't tickle ourselves is deep in our brains. Your brain is wired with mechanism that helps you to differentiate between you and the world around you. Brain does allow tickling or a natural reaction to outside force. So as per the people with the disorder schizophrenia, they lose the ability to differentiate that, meaning they think their hands are not their own, which result in tickling effect by themselves. But why brain does not allow the user's own body to tickle? Well, your brain keeps tabs on your body with all of its senses. For instance, when your brain tells your hand to move, it makes two copies of the command. One to move your hand, the other as a reference to make predictions that what your body is actually gonna do. In simpler words, your brain knows what you gonna do next and correct or allow based on the action you did. Since the outside tickle is not your brain doing, it is much more likely you will laugh. A kind of same punchline joke, you listen and laugh lesser and lesser. In a classic study from the year 2000, neuroscientist Sarah Jane Blackmore scanned people's brain to see how they reacted when they tickled by a robot versus their own hands. But there was an extra twist. A third condition had the participants control the robot, but with various amounts of electronic delay or movement discrepancies. That is, they might remote control the robot hand to tickle themselves, but they actually feel it a few hundred milliseconds late or from a slight different angle. As you might expect, the participant rated the original robot tickle as the most ticklish and the self-tickling was least. But what was most fascinating was that they reported a gradual increase in the ticklishness of the robot hand when they controlled as the delay and movement changes increased. According to Blackmore and her team, that shows that it was the discrepancy between what the participant's brain expected and what actually happened that led to the ticklish feeling. When you try to pick yourself, it's not just your brain that puts a stop to the fun. The whole nervous system rains on your parade too. But don't despair, it's all a sign that your brain knows which part are you and which part are the outside world. There are people who can tickle themselves, but it's usually because of a psychotic disorder and generally comes with a side effect like auditory hallucination and feeling of if they are not in control of their own bodies. Not being able to tickle yourself is a small price to pay for feeling that sense out of control. So until the next amazing video, keep learning and keep rebounding.